Good morning.
Good morning.
What a lovely crowd I've drawn today. It's funny, I assumed I'd done something spectacular with my hair. You know, I really can't see why else everyone would come in such droves like this. Anyways, I commend you all for your bravery, thenceforth. I know it's quite difficult to wake up early in the morning, put on your best clothes, some of you with screaming children, you know, that's fun. But to many of you, this may be all I am. Just another young face amongst the others, perhaps even a visage of the future, if you are so inclined to think optimistically. Nonetheless, you are right in seeing me as such. For of all the members here, I am undoubtedly paramount in inexperience when it comes to this establishment. I did not walk these halls as a young boy. I was not endued with membership through baptism by the waters that flow here. Nor did I even come to know of this place until just 2 short years ago. And yet, despite these crucial holes in my chronology, I feel as one who speaks from home, from a place which welcomes and has provided me sincerest joy unconditionally, a place without question or want of anything more than my presence. Perhaps I should grant you some insight as to why I speak to you with such ardent favor, with such abiding happiness. 2 years ago, I was invited by a dear friend of mine to participate in something called a lock-in. To those of you who do not know, this is an opportunity to rid myself for a night of the bothersome biological necessity for sleep, in that I could not refuse. To my question of where this would take place, he said, All Saints Church on River. And I, in turn, unknowingly provided him with what is surely the most sanctimonious description of any establishment in history. Oh yeah, that old brick place. Little, of course, did I know that this old brick place would be a conduit for beauty and wonder, as a muse is to any burgeoning artist. I met a small group of people that evening, all of whom seemed to know each other quite well. And I, being nervous and wishing to rid myself of this feeling immediately, went into something I like to call comedic overdrive. You see, it's always my first impulse to make people laugh. I personally believe that with each smile you grow a little closer to someone, no matter their humor or their personal inclination towards you. And from those first smiles to the coming months, I met with that little group every week, finding myself increasingly attached to the sense of community and the friendships that began to stem thereof. We went apple picking in the fall, and onward through the year to museums, to movies. We rode roller coasters together. We played endless amounts of games, and spent nigh on every Sunday evening together. I've taken part in the Christmas pageant through my attending years, once as the heavily bearded and fairly unrecognizable introductory Isaiah. I've shaved since then. And once to give the closing monologue, a speech of such reverence that I did all within my linguistic power to relay its meaning. I grew so close to that part of my life that I was invited to personally MC the wedding of Wayne and Laura Pitts, 2 of the most fantastic people I've ever had the good fortune of meeting, if you'd like to know. To stand in Thornton Hall and oversee a union of such pure love, to add my voice to their beautiful day, brought me to fully understand that regardless of my tenure of presence, I was welcome here as something more than a simple guest among true members. Through this church, this place of unity, this place that simply embodies for me the term community, I have made friendships and experienced such happiness that through the course of my life, I will always call upon them in fond memory. For there is no greater sense of humanity than of a joyous community, defying our primal instinct to be greater in solely ourselves, and instead furthering the progress of our fellow man, our world in itself. In this, love is therefore evident. It is just as Christ declares of himself in the Gospel of Mark, as servant of all, that we as a human race should be prominent in our work for others, not an aggrandizement of ourselves. This establishment, with its aging brick and halls lined with history, has humbled me to a degree which I can never give recompense for. And I instead will carry the laughter, the smiles, and the adventures I've embarked upon within and without, emblazoned in my mind, that I may grant others hope of some joy like I have experienced. So, whether you know this face or not, let it be known that you have played your part in its radiant happiness, and in this you will always be remembered. Thank you.